Welcome back. In this video lecture that we are going to see about Python Tkinder grid method. Okay. In our previous class we have seen three geometric method are available in this Python Tkinder. One is pack method, second is grid method. Okay. Third one is panel. Okay. There are three methods that we have seen in your geometry. Okay. I hope that you may remember that. Okay. All right. So one is pack method, second is grid method, and third one is place method. Earlier we have seen the pack method, right? So pack method place all the width gates within this block, right? So here it is little different that grid method is. Grid method geometry manages or organizes the width gate that you are going to use in your GUI program, okay, in the tabular format. Okay, so let us consider if it is a tabular format, you may represent the row and the column of your widget. Okay, in which row the widget should exist, in which column the widget should get exist. Okay, so we can specify that. Not only that, we can able to specify the borders. Okay, column span and row span also you can able to use. I hope that you may know about column span and row span. So about when you need to do some merge over there in the columns, you can able to use the column span. You can, when you are needed to perform the merge over the rows in the table, you can able to use the row span. Like you can able to specify the padding also. Okay, padding, I hope that you may know that when you are giving the padding size, that from the border it will have a space of the widget where we have it is placed. Okay, so the placing your widget, whatever we can say is we are a little space after the border. Okay, that space between the border and the widget started location, so that in between space which is called the pad. Okay, yeah, we can able to say the x pad and y pad for that widget. So it have little other some better options rather than the pack method. Pack method and grid method are all similar, but the main difference is that is the pack method, we just place all the widgets within the block. Let us consider the screen as a block, we can able to place over there as a block. Okay, we does not have many options for placing the widget, but in this grid method, yeah, yes, of course we have some other options, additional options. Both options are will be very much helpful for us to place a widget in appropriate locations based on x and y, right? So this is the thing where exists in this grid method, where the grid method you can able to place the widgets in a tabular format based on the column and row you can able to give. So here this is the syntax that we have mentioned, the widget name dot grid of options you have to represent. Okay, yeah, there is several options are available. For that you can use the column attribute. The column attribute is used to represent in which column the widget should appear. Okay, the default column is that means the leftmost column is represented as a 0, and further this first column, second column, third column, up to n number of columns you can able to specify. The first leftmost column is represented as 0. Okay, the column span you can able to perform the merge operations over there in the two columns. In such a case you can able to use the column span. Okay, and ipad x and ipad y, x-axis the pad, y-axis the padding. Okay, padding, as we have already discussed that the space between the border and the widget starting place. Okay, that is called padding. Okay, so you can able to give the pad for our x-axis and y-axis, like so pad x, pad y you can able to represent. Okay, and okay, so ipad so here you can know, you want to know the difference between ipad x and the ipad y. Like pad x and pad y, it represents number of pixels to the pad, to the widget outside the widget's border. Okay, here it is inside the widget's border. The distance between ipad x means inside the widget border, the distance between the border to inside the widget border. Okay, this is outside the distance between the border to outside of the widget's border. So that's the two difference, ipad x and ipad y, and pad x and pad y. Like you can able to specify the row, which number of row it has to exist. Like row span, if you are need to merge two or more rows, you can able to row row span. You can use the row span. Like sticky, it's a very important thing. One is when you are representing the cells in a table format, and let us consider if the cell is larger than your widget. Okay, so it is then the sticky can be used to specify the position of the widgets inside the cell. Okay, it may be the concatenation of sticky letters representing the position of the widgets. Okay, for example, let us consider NEWS. It can be represented as NE, or it can be joined as NW, or it can be NS, or it can be ES, EW, like. So whatever the place may be. Okay, based on these letters we can able to place the widgets. When the cell is larger, we can able to place the letters based on the stickies. Okay, and let us consider the example from Tkinder import all. I hope that earlier we have seen two programs, so that you may know about it. Can able to say that? Yeah, from Tkinder, from the Tkinder package, you are going to import all the functions and methods. Star represents all. Okay, the parent equal to tk. What does the line mean? Its object has called and called to the Tkinder functions and methods, which is represented by the reference variable parent. Okay, the screen parent. Okay, okay. Next we have to place a name. Name is a label here. Name equal to label of. Why we are called as a label of function? Because name is a label. Okay, within the label we have to give the properties of this field, name field. So it is available. It should be available in the parent screen. Text equal to name. What is the text of the label? Name should be appear in the label, appear on the label. Okay, and dot grid, so it should be viewed in a grid label. Previous we have seen that in which we can say block, right? Previous we have used a pack method to represent as a pack, right? Sorry, block, right? Okay, row equal to 0, column equal to 0. So first 0th column, 0th row. Okay, it is exist, and the name is exist in the 0th column and 0th row. Like entry means we have seen that widget, right? Entry means the widget which allow the user to enter only one line of text, right? So that's why I have given as an entry for the parent screen. Dot grid, row equal to 0, column equal to 1. The first row and column equal to 1, the first column. So which is available next to the name. Okay, like we have created password and we have created the button. So with the button it has appeared within the down to the password screen. Okay, after that we are calling the event. After that we have called the event. What is that? So event main loop, right? We have called the event main loop, parent dot main loop, where which collect all the events. Based on the events it will getting executed, right? This is what the output which just been exist over there in the program. For this program the output will be displayed like this. Okay, okay, next we will see the place method, okay, in the next video. Okay, thank you.